Detecting talk of the evening, 4:57 p.m. Central Standard Time, the 16th day of November, 2023. You all seen where I posted some videos today with this iron tone bird dog with a Deus too. Folks may decide to use this some, okay? And, okay, now I've only looked really at the fast program. And that sensitive FT, and depending on where you run your silencer, even in some of the other programs, may drive where you need to set your notch on that machine, okay? Fast program, with the way it looks to me right now, sweeping it some in the wild, notching 00-00 and 3 through 5. 03 through 05 might just work for you. Now, I want you to think about this. You know, there is nuance with running that machine like that with the iron tone. And why is that? You're going to hear some signals. I can already guarantee you, if you try to run this, you are going to hear some signals that are of the same pitch as what the iron tone sounds like. But remember what iron tone does on that machine. What does it do? If you run that machine conventionally with no notch and you go over a nail, what does the iron tone do? It keeps reporting, don't it? Hint, hint, it keeps reporting. So if you came over a nail head that read a 1 in that machine, for example, that machine is not going to keep reporting on the damn nail head, right? See what I'm saying? In the videos I showed today, notice how long in duration the iron tone was reporting. So what I'm saying, you may hear some signals in the wild running that you just discard right away, because they're not of, either the intensity is not there and or the duration of the iron tone, okay? Remember, see, iron tone works different on that machine. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. In the bird dog that I initially set up, the machine was given what we call a flash number 1, number 2. Just like it does on a coin. You sweep a quarter with that machine, well, you don't hear 2 tones, right? You get 1 tone. If you come down the barrel of a nail, you don't get just 1 little pipsqueak tone on that machine, even running it conventionally, correct? You get a series of tones. Well, in the iron tone bird dog, that's what you're going to get too. You're going to get a series, but it works ass backwards. The iron tone is what you're after. And you do get your traditional detecting. Now, let me say this, because I've done looked at it, you know, and there'll be somebody out there, you know, oh, it's not as good as running it without the notch. Well, in the fast program, if you shut that notch off at 5 and you leave that number 6 open, I've done looked at it doing some 3D tests comparing. My personal opinion, I don't think there's much difference. Now, if you was to notch that number 6 out and you do some 3D nail test, you're going to probably see some difference comparing it to traditional fast program, okay? So, you know, you see what you could get over running that, right? You could come right up against the barrel of a nail with a nice find and be alerted. Now, is it going to work well at every site in the world? I can't say. I can't say, okay? But just remember, iron tone doesn't work like sweeping a traditional coin. You just, you know, you get the beep. Iron tone doesn't work that way on a nail barrel. It doesn't work that way either with the bird dog. Okay? So the longer duration iron tone is what you would be listening for. So yeah, if you hear a little pipsqueak low sounding signal that's reading a 1 or 2, well, you're not really interested in that. You just blow by that shit. Okay? Now, that's my opinion. You know, you got to do what you want. All sharpshooter's trying to do is help people with this machine, because I got damn news for you. You might come on some nice finds. Especially if you go to a site that you've never been to, or maybe you don't have a lot of time to detect. Well, you can clearly see per call sweep. In some sites, you're going to get alerted on more targets per sweep, odds are. Now, will there be any headaches associated with this? Well, there may be. But you know, detecting is about trade-offs. In a sports field, after what I've seen today, this is the program I would be running in a sports field. This is the one. Just because of the way the iron tone keeps repeating instead of the beep in the original bird dog. See what I'm saying? So like that wire, you notice when I did that go ring? Did y'all see that video with that go ring and that wire? Well, what did that iron tone, what was it doing? It was going, you know, it was doing the iron tone little song and dance, wasn't it? It didn't do it didn't give just a beep number 2 in the window, did it? So that is more, that's significant there. Versus a little short puffy, you know, a little short blurty signal that comes in there, you know, and if you look down the meter and it's got a 1, well, that's not what you're interested in with that program based on what I'm seeing, okay? So this may have some use for some people in some sites. And I will be trying this down there in that old site this weekend, okay? See what happens. I'm sure there'll be a few drawbacks with it, but damn, what if I go down there and get over something? Now remember, you can also pick up non-ferrous targets that are surrounded 3 and 4 directions with nails, unlike conventional settings. And I showed a video like that too. The only problem with that is if you turn on the target, you're just going to keep getting iron tone. Okay? But what situations out there are you going to turn on and get what we call elongated iron tone through, you know, 4-way sweeps or three-way sweeps? Which scenarios are going to cause that? Okay? I mean, I don't know, but what would cause it? We already know what flat iron does on that Deus too. You turn on flat iron one direction, it's going to read high in the meter. It ain't going to read a damn 1 or 2. If you turn on one direction and sweep it, she's coming up, boys. And you'll see that even with traditional running the machine without the notch. Alright? So you all can look at it, give it a try, and I'll be looking at it some more. But just remember what I said. Iron reads different on that machine depending on the silencer setting. And also, that sensitive FT is a little different. Alright? So do your own experiments. All Sharpshooter does is puts it out there. And people can use it if they want to. Share information about it. Alright? I hope everybody has a good evening. It's warm out here. I can't believe how warm it is.